All right, what's good, man? Let's get into it. So I should have probably made this video earlier this week or maybe even last week when this happened, but NBA Tuesday and Thursday, let's get it, man. Let's talk about Joel Embiid. And I want to talk about Joel Embiid in specific on why he's not an elite player. Now, I know there's a lot of Philly fans on my channel. You know I rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? All the people on my channel who are Philly fans, but I want to talk about Embiid and why he's not an elite player. Now, for anybody who's been living on the rock, Joel Embiid scored 70 points. 70 points in his, last week, you know what I'm saying? Against who was it? What was it? Oh my gosh, what team? I was literally watching the game too. Was it the Hawks? No, was it the Hawks? No, no, that was when Lucas scored 70. Were they versing? The Spurs. The Spurs. That's who they were versing. The Spurs. I seen it live and I already forgot about it. They was versing the Spurs, and Joel Embiid, he, dropped 70, great accomplishment. But Joel Embiid is not an elite player, and here's why. When you watch Joel Embiid play, obviously he's skilled. He's a big man. He can rebound. He can get in the paint. He can shoot threes. He can do all this other stuff. But for anybody who watches Joel Embiid play, all this dude does is flop. This dude is 7'1" or 7 foot. Flopping around like a fish out of water every time he's hit, every time he has a little contact. I never seen a big man in my life be so dramatic when he gets hit. So dramatic. For a center to be flopping that much and getting all the free throws that he gets is beyond ridiculous to me. It's beyond ridiculous to me. And I see a lot of people out here trying to justify Joel Embiid. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's up there with Wilt, and he broke Wilt Chamberlain's record in Philly, this, that, and the third." I'm sorry, Embiid is no Wilt Chamberlain. First of all, Wilt Chamberlain was scoring 70 points when there was no 3-point line. Back when you were allowed to play defense. Granted, the competition wasn't as good as it is now, but at the same time, at least Wilt earned his shots. He actually got in the paint and played. He ain't flopped. And by the way, don't ever put Wilt and Embiid in the same conversation. Wilt is a top 10, maybe even top 5 player of all time, depending on who you're talking to. Joel Embiid will never, ever, 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 ever be that. He'll never, 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 never be that. You cannot listen. I'm going to say this right now. Bro. Embiid ain't it. Embiid ain't it. You know what Embiid is? He's the center version of James Harden. That's all he is. He shoots all these threes. He gets in the paint, and anytime he gets a little contact, it's a flop, and then he gets rewarded free throws. Now, granted, I can't blame Embiid for abusing the system. The NBA is soft. Anytime you touch somebody, it's a foul. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But here's my gripe with Embiid. Embiid, where's his 70 points on a consistent basis? Or where's these 35, 10, and 10 games that I see from you on a consistent basis? Why are you always missing games? Why? You that soft, bro? And most importantly, Embiid, and this is the most important thing, this is what every Philly fan can agree with. Embiid, why can't you do this in the playoffs? Why is it every time Embiid goes to the second round, he always flops? And I don't mean flop in the physical way. I mean flopping, he always comes up short. He always comes up short. Y'all want to sit here and blame Ben Simmons. And granted, Ben Simmons is a bum. He's a clown. He's an idiot. Ben Simmons is a B-U-M bum. But the one thing, at least what I can say about Ben Simmons is that he was a big problem, but he wasn't alone. He was definitely not alone. Embiid helped out too. And by the way, Embiid has the nerve to throw his teammate under the bus. I'm sorry. If you're a teammate of somebody or someone's and you have a problem with them, you take it behind closed doors. You don't throw them under the bus on the podium. When, I'm sorry, Embiid, you were trash in that series too. I forgot who it was against the Hawks. It was against the Hawks. This dude Embiid was trash against the Hawks too. He's throwing him and Doc Rivers, that clown, threw Ben Simmons on the bus, which Ben Simmons was trash. He was garbage. But you take that behind closed doors. But once again, you got Harden for 2 years, ain't do nothing with him. And I said all that to say this. He's only James Harden 2.0. He's a center version of James Harden 2.0. And I might be doing a video on, No, I can't say Luka's done more in the league in the last couple years than Embiid has. If they don't bench Luka in that Bulls game last year, they make the playoffs. And Embiid's carried his team to conference championship. Luka has. Embiid's never done that. And he's had way more talent than Luka Doncic. And all he is his, and I know, and listen, to all my Philly fans out there, listen, I'm not taking I love Allen Iverson. For someone who plays basketball, I watch a lot of Allen Iverson because I'm not the tallest out there on the court, even though I'm 6 foot. I play with a bunch of guys who's 6'3", 6'4". So my skill is crossing them up and shooting and driving to the hoop. So I watch a lot of Allen Iverson. I love AI. I love the answer. But let's be for real. AI's style of play was not conducive of winning playoff games. And you saw it. I mean, he brought you to one finals. And let's be for real. The East was trash. The East was beyond horrible. You had a washed-up Reggie Miller going to the finals. You had a Nets team with Jason Kidd going to the finals. When the best team in the East is a LeBron Cleveland Cavaliers team where he has scrubs on his team, in a Pistons team with Chauncey, and I love that Pistons team with Chauncey, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, what's my man's name with the mask? Rick Hamilton and all them boys, Tyshawn Prince. I love that team. But the East was whack. So it was easy for Allen Iverson to carry that team to the finals. But that's all Embiid is. He's just a taller version of Allen Iverson. No, actually, matter of fact, let me take that back. Let me apologize to Allen Iverson. I love Allen Iverson. He's not even Iverson, because at least Iverson went to conference championships. At least Iverson went to a finals. At least Iverson went down swinging. Even when he was going up against that Lakers team, he went down swinging. Embiid is such a liability. It's not even funny. And I'm pretty sure Allen Iverson's played way more. He's played way more games in the regular season on a consistent basis than Embiid ever has. Yeah, we want to reward Embiid. Embiid is not elite. He's not elite. He's a good player. But he needs to go to a team like the Mavs or Golden State or something like that. He needs to. He's kind of in that Kareem. He's kind of in that Kareem where he needs a point guard. He needs someone like he can't be dominant like an Elijah one, like a Shaq, or even like a Nikola Jokic. We all know Nikola Jokic is the primary mover of that offense. But Embiid ain't it. He not it. And I'm sorry to say this, 76er fans, even though it is January, and I know you guys have the 4th seed. I know my Knicks took the 3rd seed from y'all. Y'all's going to get bounced in the second round again, especially if y'all versus Boston again. Well, yeah, if y'all versus Boston, I'm picking Boston. But I will say Nick Nurse is a way better coach than Doc Rivers, so we'll see. We'll see. You guys might, if you guys go up 3-2 with Nick Nurse, you guys might, y'all might win, but that's besides the point. But that's if Embiid isn't healthy, and that's if Embiid is stopped being. Listen, I like watching Embiid play in the regular season. He has so much talent to be the best player in the NBA, but he's just so soft. He's so soft, and after he scored 70, I think he beat Nikola Jokic in Philly, and then when it's time for Embiid, where it's time for Joker to have his revenge in Denver. He sits out. He's quote-unquote injured, but he's healthy enough to play against Golden State and drop 14 points. And listen, before anybody says, I saw the reports where they're like, Embiid's injured. Embiid, he's playing through injury. I don't care, bro. LeBron, Jordan, all these other guys, all these other MVPs played through injuries. And Embiid hasn't. And Embiid's always injured. He's always injured. For a big man, he's very injured. Nikola Jokic don't have these many injuries. Giannis don't got that many injuries. When we gonna hold Embiid to the fire, man? Listen, I get Embiid's fun to watch, but at the same time, he ain't all that. He's not elite. Dude can't even get past the second round. Trae Young's been past the second round more than him. How sad is that? Luka has. My gosh. This is beyond horrible. Tatum's done it multiple occasions. He's done it on multiple occasions. Devin Booker has. But yet he can. It is what it is, man. That's my thoughts, man. What are yours? What's your thoughts on Embiid, and what's your thoughts on him scoring 70 and just him overall? You know what I'm saying? Like, Embiid's a great player. Deserved it. I had no problem with him getting the MVP last year because they dropped him the year before that, but he ain't even all that, man. RJ, out.